Over the next few weeks, I want us to have a look at Nehemiah, a man who found himself really in a similar position to help, not identical, but similar enough where the principles of his situation can be motivation and encouragement for all of us to push towards the vision of help through our mission of making disciples through sustainable partnerships within the 6 domains of Southwest Nigeria. So in Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 2 and 3, we understand that Nehemiah is going through a process that really every organization should undertake on a regular basis. It's a bit of a deep dive into the organizational health. In other words, how are we doing? A lot of times when this question's asked, the response is just kind of a simple, well, great, things are really moving along. Sometimes optimism can cover up some very helpful realities that would help us adjust course to achieve the vision. So Nehemiah talks with some friends, does this deep dive. They've been in Jerusalem, and they tell him, quite frankly, the wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates, they've been destroyed. And with that, Nehemiah gets a real, honest picture of what's happening on the ground. Because he stopped to ask questions, Nehemiah was able to identify the problem, the reality. And instead of looking at the failure of Jerusalem as somewhat of a demise or its end, Nehemiah instead looks at the broken walls of Jerusalem as a massive opportunity. The things that the help team has been identifying over the past few months, whether it be stewardship of resources or team processes or accountability measures, we have a choice with those. Are those, in our eyes, massive failures? Or can we choose to look at them differently? Incredible opportunities for you and I to use the gifts, the skill sets that God has provided us to hit on help's core values of disciples: excellence, sustainability, partnerships, serving needs and domains. Let's commit to understanding the issues that are right in front of us, just like Nehemiah. And what we'll do next week is we'll begin to look at his response. What did he do next after he found the problem, owned up to the problem, and then he takes the next step? We'll look at that in verse 4 and following next week. But this week, as we look at our values, as we look at our mission and our vision, let's understand and see any issues that have been brought to light. Let's look at those as opportunities to be addressed, to be able to use the skill sets that we have. I'll see you next week, and we'll talk about the next segment of Nehemiah.